Hello friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new and not subscribed, I'm Kayla Bame, and you should really think about subscribing to my channel because the greatest things in the world happen when you do that. So, subscribe. For today's video, we are feeding into my obsession once again with some more paint pouring. In the last video, one of the paint pouring videos that I did, I think it was the one where I paint poured on a bunch of cups, I had asked you guys to leave in the comments down below what else I should paint pour, and a couple of people had said a flower vase, and I thought that was a genius idea. So, I'm going to be paint pouring on a flower vase. I think I might do like a design or something over it. I haven't actually done it yet, so we'll see. Maybe I'll make it for the KB. I'll make her a KB Creations crafting on a budget flower vase that she can keep in her craft room. That's what we're doing. Perfect. Okay, that's the title of this video. We're paint pouring a flower vase for KB Creations to put in her craft room. We just came up with this on the spot, okay? I was gonna do a flower vase, but now I'm doing it for her craft room. So, let's do it.
Alright party people, for this paint pour I'm going to be paint pouring on a glass flower vase that I got from Walmart. And I'm going to be using the colors Ivory, Beige, which ended up being very similar to the Ivory, so it didn't really matter, Burnt Umber, and Rose Gold Metallic. I also mixed in some silicone oil to each of the colors, which didn't make a huge difference in the pour, so I don't know if I just did it wrong or what, but it didn't really matter, so. But anyway, I started off by pouring each one of my colors into these mini red solo cups, and I did this because one, I wanted to mix in the silicone oil, which again didn't really matter. But two, I also wanted to do the pour that I did on one of the canvases, that double ring pour thing that came out super cool, because when you pour the two colors at the same time, they kind of end up mixing, so that's what I was going for with this vase. And this is me putting, I think I put about 2 or 3 drops in each paint color of silicone oil. I think the issue with the silicone oil is that I ended up just pouring more paint on top of the paint with the silicone oil, and I didn't put any heat on the vase, which helps produce the cells and stuff. So the silicone oil was kind of pointless, but at least I tried, right? Then for the pour itself, I took the Rose Gold Metallic and the Ivory little mini cups, and I held them together as I poured it, so the paint kind of mixed as it poured. This was kind of hard to do on a flower vase though, just because it's not a flat surface and it curved. So there was a lot of spots that I missed that I had to go back and redo, but still pretty cool. Then I took the other two colors, the Burnt Umber and Beige, and I poured those two together on the second half of the vase. Again, the vase is curved like most flower vases are, so there was a lot of spots that were missed, but don't worry, I went back and fixed them later. So basically, this is how I fixed it. I just started mixing and matching the colors because I realized the Ivory and the Beige didn't look so different, you know? They are different colors, but it kind of looked the same. So I just started pouring random colors in the gaps that I saw just to fill the gaps, especially towards the neck of the vase. That's why I had to tip it, because the neck of the vase was super splotchy since the bigger part was kind of blocking the paint pour. It didn't just drip down. So I had to do some patchwork, but I think it kind of made the vase look cooler doing it that way. I also wanted some kind of ribbons or something in the vase, so after all the parts were covered, I poured straight from the top to try and get some kind of pattern or ribbon or something. That's why I was using this is not a toothpick, the popsicle stick. I wanted to get a ribbon, but pouring it just directly on top of the other paint worked better, so that's what I was doing here. And this is what the vase looks like after it has dried. I think it actually came out pretty cool. The colors dried super nice. You could see the metallic. The colors go great together. But I'm not finished with it just yet. So I grabbed my Craft Smart paint pen, the fine tip black one, and the ultra fine tip black one. I thought I showed it, but it's by Craft Smart. It's all the same stuff. So I wanted to do a little design because I wanted to make this vase for my mom. So I had an idea to put a KB on the vase with like a little flower wreath or like a leaf wreath or something around the letters. This would have been a great idea had my paint pens not been dying. Also, the paint, when it dries, has a almost rubbery texture, so that made it extremely hard to draw on it with the fine tip paint pen. I did it, but it didn't come out as good as I wanted it to. But what I'm doing here is just kind of the base lettering with the fine tip marker, so I know what I want the letters to look like, so I can go back over it with the thicker tip and make it look a little bit cleaner, I guess. So now I'm just going back over it, like I said, with the fine tip, not the ultra fine tip, but the fine tip marker, because if I left the fine tip marker lettering like that, it's kind of hard to see, so I went over the lettering a few times with the fine tip marker, which is the thicker tip out of the two, just to make it kind of a bolder lettering, so you could tell that it's a KB, and you're not trying to find the letters through the cool paint pour in the back. I wanted you to be able to see it easier, so I just made the lettering super big with the fine tip paint pen. After I was done with the KB lettering, I then went back with the ultra fine tip paint pen and kind of drew a little squiggly circle around the KB. And that's what I meant by a wreath. I know what a wreath is, it goes on your door, but that's the best way I could explain it. I don't really know, it's just the design that I thought would look cool for the vase that would also fit my mom's farmhouse style, which is also why I chose these colors, because I knew she would like it, and while I was actually pouring this vase, she asked if she could have it, and I was just like, go away, it's a secret, you can't be looking at the vase. But she did like the colors of the vase, so that's why I chose those colors, and I kind of wanted it to fit her style, so that's why I'm doing this little design around the KB as well. So basically the design that I did was just, I guess it was kind of farmhouse. I don't really know what farmhouse is, okay? That's my mom's area of expertise. It was just a super simple, like, leafy vine thing that I think looks farmhouse. I'm not really sure. This was a very time-consuming process, though. This was probably the longest part of this vase, was drawing the little leaves, just because my paint pen was dying, so I had to keep on pumping it on the napkin. As you can see, it's a very dirty napkin, and I got it all over my hands. It was just a mess, but I did it, and I think it looks kind of cool. So that's what the little wreath thing looked like when I was finished, and it still wasn't enough for me, so I decided to add little vines going around the vase, which is just more of the same leaves that I did, so I'm going to cut a lot of this out just because this did take me a while. I was probably in here for like an hour just drawing leaves. But you guys get the idea. This is what it looks like. I think it's pretty cool, and I think it fits her little farmhouse image. I don't know. I think she'll like it. What do you think? But here is the finished product, the KB and the little vines. Definitely could have came out better, but I was really struggling with the paint pen today. But, you know, I think it's actually pretty cool. I think it's pretty, and I think my mom will like it, but let me know what you thought of my vase for the KB creations.
Alright, that is it for today's video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave in the comments down below what you thought of the flower vase I made for my mom, KB Creations, that I'm going to be putting in her craft room whether she likes it or not. I just like paint pouring, okay? This stuff is so much fun. It's so cool. I just want to keep doing it. I would paint pour every single day if I could. If I had the time to paint pour every day, I would paint pour every day. This is fantastic, but I'll see you guys back here next time.